All right, today we're tackling a modern legend, the Honda S2000 AP2. You see them everywhere, and their prices just keep climbing. So the big question is this a smart investment you should buy right now, or is it a 20-year-old maintenance headache that you should just say bye to? Let's dig in.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. We're not talking about one of the greatest Honda sports cars. No, no. The S2000 is widely considered one of the greatest Hondas ever built, period. This car was Honda's 50th anniversary gift to themselves, and trust me, they did not hold back.
So what's the magic here? Well, it starts with the engine. We're talking pure, raw, naturally aspirated power. In a world that's gone completely turbo crazy, the feeling of this four-cylinder screaming to its redline is something special. It's an experience that car makers just aren't building anymore. It feels alive. And they stuck to the classic pure sports car formula. Engine in the front, power going to the rear wheels. The way it's supposed to be. This whole layout was engineered for perfect balance and a kind of driver feedback that's just so rare, especially from Honda. And here's the kicker. The final piece of the purist puzzle. A 6-speed manual was the only option. That's right. They never even thought about putting an automatic in this thing. This wasn't a car built to please everyone. It was built for one person and one person only, the driver. Now, you gotta know, there are two flavors of the S2000. The early one, the AP1, had this 2.0-liter engine that revved to a mind-blowing 9,000 RPM. It was wild, but you really had to wring its neck to get the power. That's why we're focusing on the later AP2. Honda bumped the engine up to 2.2 liters. Yeah, the redline dropped to a still insane 8,000 RPM, but the big deal was it added a ton more torque down low in the rev range. It's just the more livable, more refined version, and honestly, for most people, it's the smarter buy today. Okay, so the car's a legend, we get it, but let's get real for a second. What's it actually like to own one? I mean, these are 15 to 20-year-old cars now. So let's pull back the curtain and go through the complete problem checklist. All right, lean in for this, because there are really only 3 critical things to be aware of. Number 1, and this is the big one, valve adjustments. Every 30,000 miles, you gotta do it. It's the single most important thing to keep this engine singing. Skip it, and you're asking for expensive trouble down the road. Number 2, the rear main seal can start to leak on cars with a lot of miles. And number 3, just forget anything you've heard about rod bearings. That was really more of an early AP1 issue, not something you need to lose sleep over with these AP2s. So what about the stuff that's just kind of going to wear out over time? Well, of course, there's the clutch. That'll run you about $800 to $1,500 to replace. After 15 years in the sun, that soft top is going to need replacing, and that's about the same price. And sometimes the differential seals can leak, which is a few $100s to fix. Pretty standard stuff for a sports car this age, right? And finally, we've got the minor stuff, the little quirks. The LEDs on the climate control can fade. On the 04 and 05 models, some of the interior plastics can get sticky and peel, something Honda actually fixed in 2006. And you might get a little rattle from the soft top latch. It's annoying for sure, but it's not a real problem. And, well, that's pretty much it. For a high-performance car, that list is shockingly short. So we've seen the potential problems, but what does all that actually look like on your bank statement? Let's crunch the numbers and find out the real cost of owning one of these. All right, this is the question everybody really wants the answer to. Let's forget about the purchase price for a minute. What does it actually cost to keep an S2000 on the road for a whole year? Okay, you might want to sit down for this. On average, a typical year of maintenance for an AP2 S2000 costs between $400 and $800. No, I'm not kidding. That covers your fluids, your inspections, and putting a little cash aside for that super important valve adjustment. It's wild. And to really put that into perspective, the annual maintenance on an S2000 is often cheaper than on a brand new Honda Civic. Let that sink in. You get a legendary, world-class sports car with the running costs of a basic economy car. I mean, the value proposition is just off the charts. But hold on, because this is where the story gets really, really interesting. This isn't just a car you pour money into. It's a car that's now being treated as a full-blown appreciating asset. Let's look at the investment twist. Just look at this timeline. Go back to 2020. Not that long ago, right? You could find a really clean AP2 for $20,000, maybe $30,000. Today, those exact same cars are selling for $30,000 to $45,000, and the line is still pointing straight up. The secret is out. The market has woken up.
And hey, if you need any more proof that this is a true collector's item, just look at the super rare Club Racer edition, the CR. They only made about 700 of them for the US. These track focus models are now pulling in 60, 90, sometimes even over $100,000. That rising tide lifts all the S2000 boats.
So the real question is, why is this happening? It's because the S2000 represents this perfect, unique moment in time. A moment when a huge car company decided to build a pure rear-wheel drive roadster with a screaming, naturally aspirated engine and a manual gearbox. With the whole car world going electric, that moment is over. It's not coming back.
Okay, we've looked at the legend, we've gone through the real-world problems, we've seen the shockingly low running costs, and we've talked about the undeniable investment potential. It's time to bring it all home and deliver the final verdict.
So let's just lay it on the line. The 2004 to 2009 Honda S2000 AP2. Is it a buy or is it a buy?
Now, before I give you the final answer, if you're gonna do this, here's how you do it right. Try to find a 2006 or newer model if you can, just for those better interior plastics. You absolutely must demand service records that show those valve adjustments were done on time, and finally, keep it original. A stock, well-cared-for car is worth way more than one that's been heavily modified. The verdict is in, and it's an emphatic, resounding run-don't-walk buy. I mean, think about it. You get a legendary driving experience, rock-solid Honda reliability, maintenance costs that are less than a boring commuter car, and an asset that is actively going up in value. It is one of the smartest and, without a doubt, one of the most enjoyable places to put your money in the car world today. Find a good one and go enjoy one of the greatest cars Honda ever made.